Hello, this is Bradley Wiggins and you're watching the best of on the Tour de France on Eurosport.
Eurosport, the home of cycling. Coming to you live.
Quite a few of the guys here in the peloton, no one wants to talk to me. I love you man, you are my hero. Hello, ¿cómo estás? Okay, ¿cómo estás? That's Spanish, he speaks French, this gentleman. Maxime Bouet, France's darling. Hey Christian, we're live now. Just wanted 2 words really about the start in Brussels. It was incredible in Belgium those 2 days, and especially 50 years since Eddy Merckx's win in '69.
That's just unbelievable with so much emotion. And what was very important for us was to have Eddy happy. He's the greatest, huge champion, but also a great man. Very nice man, very kind man.
Thank you, Christian. Thanks for your time. Thank you. I'm back here with La Mondiale. The difference, I've been sat behind Ineos, the difference is quite stark actually. They've just gone through the intermediate check, 27 seconds down already, and I can see why. They're fanning across the road quite a bit. That suggests 2 things. One rider is staying on the front too long, slowing the ride down. In doing that, you've got guys at the back that are having to freewheel, and it's causing this. You're running up at the wheel at the back of you. Guys are also coming down the line, and in a desperation because they're flapping, you've got a line that's travelling at 60k an hour. They want to get back in and get some shelter. They're coming in too early, pushing riders out onto the left. It's a slightly disorganised. They're all trying to not let Romain Bardet down, but they're not as slick as Ineos. As I said, this is about 8 riders working together. You've got guys here getting out the saddle, sprinting back on the back. That's not what you want to be doing in a team time trial. You don't want to be getting out the saddle. You need to relax, stay as aero as possible for as long as possible. You can see the difference in start. It's there in the times. They're 27 seconds down already. Okay, so I'm just gone ahead of the peloton now. I'm on probably the last climb of the day really. This is quite steep. This is 12% for 900 meters. You can probably see behind me, it's vineyards. There's lots of people. It's quite narrow. It reminds me a little bit of La Redoute in Liège-Bastogne-Liège. The run into this climb was horrific. There's flower pots. There's all sorts in the middle of the road. Flower pots, for God's sake, in the Tour de France. There's a reason they have the Chelsea Flower Show. Stick to garden centres and the Chelsea Flower Show. It's treacherous. There's twists, there's rights, there's lefts, there's ups and downs. It's going to be carnage behind. It's very fast. This is the decisive point of the race. There's quite a technical descent now coming down before we hit the main climb, really. Obviously the final climb, but the main steep climb of the day, which is the Mur de Pregui. I can't even pronounce the bloody thing, but that's the thing we're going up. So we've just gone onto the foot now of the Mur de Pregui. You can see the breakaways just behind me here now. This is 9 kilometers now. This gets very, very steep. We came up here in 2012, for anyone that remembers. The gentleman that had had his first beer decided it'd be a fantastic idea to throw down tacks on the road. 61 punches that day at the top of the climb, including of course Cadel Evans. It took a fine Englishman to stop the race that day and let him come back. Yours truly. This is a last chance saloon for a lot of riders to get a stage win. Interestingly, there's one of the Direct Energy riders, I don't know what his name is, but we'll just call him John for the benefit of anything. He's been yo-yoing in and off the back. He seems to have a problem with his right shoulder. He's been at the medical car. Very, very tough. He's finding it very, very tough in these early stages. Obviously got some sort of problem with his shoulder, but tough stage, hot, big breakaway. Looks like this one's going to go to the finish. I can't see him getting 34 riders back. Not much action happening really, again, other than everyone's going back for bottles. Quite a lot of wheeze happening today, which is always a good sign, means they're hydrated. I'm going to have murder getting these trousers off tonight. I'm going to need a good bottle of talcum powder to get them off, but that's about it. You can probably see behind me the guys there now. Just, as I say, it's in one line, but just a constant stream of riders going back to the cars for bottles here, taking 5, 6, 7 bottles at a time back for the riders. Almost instantly, as soon as they're back with the bottles, someone else is back from the same team for the same amount of bottles. It's not that they're drinking them. A lot of guys pouring water over their heads, over their backs, just trying to keep as cool as possible, really. You can probably just see the car behind me. That's the Groupama FDJ car. The Thibaut Pinot is sat in the passenger seat. He's just abandoned the Tour de France. It was heartbreaking to watch, actually. He's a lovely kid. His Tour de France has gone from the highs of winning last week on the Col de Tourmalet to sitting in the passenger seat of the team car. Bad left knee, from what I understand. Saw him taking that bandage off, but that's the brutality of the Tour de France. The race has gone on without him. His race is over. So this has been completely decimated today, and we haven't even hit the Iseran. So Look, quite a few guys there. Yeah, top fans. So yes, we've seen lots of teams decimated, and we're about to hit the Col d'Iseran. This thing could go off. We're on the Col d'Iseran. Le Col d'Iseran, very, very famous in the Tour de France. I spoke yesterday about that famous battle in 49 with Coppi and Bartali. Coppi actually attacked the day after on the Col d'Iseran and won the Tour de France. 10 years later in 1959, the famous Lucien Bobet, 3 times winner of the Tour de France, abandoned on the Col d'Iseran and subsequently never rode his bike again. Here we are in the break. Here's Alejandro Valverde, Vincenzo Nibali. They're all here. The break. These guys are going to start attacking soon because they're thinking of one thing, the stage win. But just down below there, the peloton are coming up at a rate of knots. As I said, Van Baarle has dropped back. Ineos have got to do something on this climb. This is where the race is going to happen. It finishes and summits at 2,770 metres, the highest point in the Tour de France. Okay, guess the idiot time. Who's this speaking, please? So the Ineos boys are just behind me here, Servas Canave, and they're playing some sort of music through the tannoy, trying to distract me a little bit. But I just had a quick chat with quite a few of the guys this morning. Amazing 7th Tour victory in 8 years. So here we are, we're just going through the peloton now. Last stage, everyone's happy, everyone's friends. Woo, friends, Tour de France friends. And then later on, when we get onto the Champs-Élysées, they're all going to be swearing and arguing with each other, jostling for position. That's the 1 kilometre banner. We're on the circuit now, we're on the Champs-Élysées. It was at this point that I took Mark Cavendish when I was back. I haven't been back since 2012. I gave him a little tap on my right bum cheek to let him know that it was time to buckle up. We came across here now, we're coming onto the Place de la Concorde. This is a famous Place de la Concorde. I stood on that corner there just behind me in 1993 and watched Miguel Indurain come across here with his Banesto team. We're coming across the Place de la Concorde now. Beautiful, look at this, historic Place de la Concorde. Now we're going to make the right turn here across these cobbles onto the Champs-Élysées. I haven't been back here since 2012, this is quite special I must say. Coming up here now, I can see the Arc de Triomphe in the mirror. All these people here now, a sea of Colombian flags. Dave Brailsford there in the team car with Ineos. Beautiful moment. There's of course so many historic moments on this Champs-Élysées. Abdou Japarov there, I remember watching in 91, crashing, hitting the Coca-Cola bottle. Mark Cavendish's famous 4 wins on this, one of the greatest sprinters of all time. Crossing the line there now. We've got, I think it's 8 laps now. This is my last Brad on a bike until next year. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't get drunk tonight. They will be drawing the raffle prizes after this. Love. Peace out.